Hi everyone! So recently I got this granulation medium by Winsor and Newton, and I don't know what it is, but I've always wanted my favorite pigment, PB16 phthalo turquoise, to be granulating, and there's no color that's granulating in any ranges. I mean, there's obviously cobalt turquoise, but it's more like opaque and it's not as strong tinting, and it feels like there's a bit of white in there, So it's always been at the back of my mind how I could get PB16 to be granulating. So that led me to Winsor & Newton's granulation medium. So today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about that and what sort of effects it creates. The colors I'm going to be using today are Van Gogh's turquoise blue and quinacridone rose. This quinacridone rose is made with PV19, and this turquoise blue is PB15 phthalo blue and PG7 phthalo green. Now both of these are transparent and highly staining, non-granulating colors. So I'm quickly going to swatch them out for you to let you see what they are like. So we'll do a before and after the granulation medium. Oh, I'm getting like these dots everywhere. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, so that's PV19. And then I'm gonna get one of these pipettes and then grab some of the granulation medium and then putting it in each of these pans. Generous amount from what I've seen in Winsor & Newton's demonstration videos. All right. Let's do this turquoise blue one first. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure if we're gonna see any, going to avoid that little, I'm not sure if we're gonna see anything yet, so we'll keep going first, and then maybe when it dries, it'll show up better. You know what? I think I'm gonna do another one down below as well with some more water. Let's see if more water also helps. All right. And then with this PV19 Quin Rose, oh, I'm seeing this one like flocculate, I think. And then I'll do one down here with more water. Oh yeah, seems like there's flocculation going on. Maybe not, well, flocculation is granulation, but I am seeing particles. I'll let them dry first and then show you up close what they look like. You know what? I think I'm gonna try mixing these and then we'll see what we get with like mixed colors, So I'm going to put more granulation medium into this Quin Rose one. And then mix in some of the turquoise. I hope this turns into something good. Maybe I mixed too much turquoise, but let's see. We'll see what kind of mixture we get. Oh yeah, can you see that? That's really apparent. Yeah, okay. That looks a lot more like granulation. a lot of flocculation too, actually. Okay, so I guess it's, yeah, you know what? You can see right there that something's happening. So we're gonna wait for these to dry, and then we'll come assess it together what sort of effects we can achieve with this granulation medium, right? Okay, so we'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Please excuse this line thing. I was trying to use a hairdryer to speed up the drying process, just this one little bit part. So yeah, everything else dried on its own except, like, you know, this one, there was a puddle, and then I used a hairdryer. You know how it is. Anyways, let's take a look at the granulation. As you can see, this one is very clear, but I want to bring up these two for you to take a look at. So this one is before, this one is the after, right? And can you see the differences? So there is some granulation happening, although I feel like I would call that flocculation and not actually granulation. I guess there is a bit of granulation going on. As you can see, like, you're not really seeing any granulation here, but for this one, you can see some spots of granulation there, and then these bits are like flocculation, where the pigments actually gather together instead of, like, you know, settle. Same with this quinacridone rose. You could see that this is a very nice and even wash, whereas this one, lots of pigment gathering, lots of, like, you know, I mean, you could see, if you, hopefully you could see through the screen, but like these parts here, so much pigment's there until it looks almost as if there's like, as if it's been layered many times. And when there's a lot of pigment, I guess for this one, it might have like an opaque filler of sorts, because it does look a bit white-ish, like a pinkish matte white instead of like transparent like this one. So yeah, you can definitely see that there's like some pigment particle action going on. Yeah, I'd say there's both granulation and flocculation going on. Okay, we'll get to this one, but with these two down here, I used more water, and as you can see, the particles are clearer, I guess you could say, because there's less particles, there's less pigment to go around. And this one, very clear. Although I'm not sure I like this one. This one I could handle, but this one just looks a bit dirty somehow. I don't know, would you agree? And then with this one, what I was trying to do was, I was wondering if once I mix these, there would be like actual separation, like some pink, some turquoise. But you know what, it's just sort of like a bluish gray, and it just became sort of like a bluish gray, but with granulation and lots of flocculation. So if you saw earlier, I used about, I'd say like the ratio of 1 to 3 or 4. So 1 part paint, like watercolor paint, and then 3 to 4 parts of granulation medium. Some of you might have a similar question that I did. So basically I did play with these before we got started swatching today for you. And what happened was, I left the granulation medium, obviously it's like super wet, right? So I left the granulation medium in the pans just to dry as is, and that's what you got. It did not granulate, it just went back to its original state, non-granulating. So that's one thing that I want to get out of the way. So if you were planning to get this granulation medium to mix in with your paints in your pan so then they could always be granulating forever, that's not how it works. Once it dries up, it just goes back to being normal, transparent, non-granulating colors. So it is more of like a use it in each paint session, basically. Now, I've seen some artists just use the granulation medium, like drop it straight onto their paint, and then it does create like similar granulating effects or like flocculating effects. So I feel like that might be more useful instead of mixing it like this into pans. But then again, you could always mix it in like a ceramic plate or something. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to show you today. I just wanted to let you know how these work, and in case anyone has been interested in it, or if you've never heard of it, now you know what it does and you can make an informed decision if you want to buy it. Personally, I feel like I'm not really satisfied with the effects. I mean, there's a bit too much flocculation going on for me. It looks almost like dirty, but I do think that I could use this in sort of like a landscape or like abstract landscape rocky effect type of thing. So we'll see. I might experiment with this later to see if the granulation effects and the flocculation effects differs a lot between pigments. So yeah, we shall see what the future holds. Anyway, that's it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.